The inside of a small flame burns at nearly 800 degrees Celsius, and the outer core almost twice that. That's pretty hot. So when you say that your snack is flaming hot, it had best deliver. Today, three titans of the snacking game, Lay's, Ruffles, and Doritos, each put forth their best attempt at the flaming hot chip, as we decide which one can raise the temperature and still keep you coming back for more. It's time to take a trip to Scoville, population 4. You tried it! You tried that. Flaming hot chips. I'm Nick Novak with my pals Chad Hancock,
Howdy.
Nick Geiger,
Hey there.
and we did not have enough Nicks on the podcast to get things done here.
God
So,
damn it.
so our guest is the host of the Hungry Cat Daily podcast, Nick Ramirez. Nick, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. We're glad to have you.
Yeah.
I was
I'm glad to be here.
doing a lot
Excited.
better before I realized that I there's way too many Nicks in my life already. We have like another friend Nick. Is like a lot of times it's just me surrounded by Nicks, and now I've like made this worse. I'm the only one with an original name here, is what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
Yeah. How do you, on the podcast normally? Do you guys just go by Geiger and Novak?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
In
In
fact,
real
our
life,
entire
too.
lives, pretty much. Yeah, it's much easier. Much easier.
So if I say Nick, I'm talking to you, Ramirez.
Okay. Cool.
So Nick, you have your podcast is Hungry Cat Daily, and it is a Garfield themed podcast. Give us the rundown. What's that about, and why did you decide to start that?
Well, okay. So yeah, it's every episode we basically the original idea was I wanted to do like a parody of like TV show recap podcasts, except it would be about a daily comic strip.
Right.
So we would just run through it. We would recap every Garfield comic strip, one comic strip at a time. So that's what it is. But it turned into like less of a parody, and now we actually just talk about the comic strips sincerely to some degree. They're all very bad is the problem. Like especially like early Garfield is almost entirely awful. But
Right.
yeah, we just recap each panel one. We recap each comic strip one panel at a time, and then rate it and rank it on our spreadsheets. We've ranked. We started like last year around the summer, and we're up to. We got. I think the Garfield comic strip started in June 1978, and we're up to December 1st, 1978 this Monday. So it's very slow going, but the goal is to eventually cover every Garfield comic strip in
But
podcast form.
Your rating list also has some Heathcliffs in it. So you sort of muddied the waters there a little bit. Is that right?
That's true. We started. I think I got bored of looking at Garfield comic strips, so I talked my co-host into letting us recap Heathcliff comic strips because they're a lot more fun to read for me because they're so
Oh.
Yeah.
weird. But people complained about that, which is we have so few listeners, but the few listeners that email us all unanimously said stop doing that. Stop talking about Heathcliff.
You got so
Oh.
sick of Garfield, so you said, "What's the opposite of Garfield?" Heathcliff.
Or what's like my thing was what's another hungry cat that also is a comic strip, and Heathcliff is the
Yeah.
answer.
I
It-
think
'cause
it's
the-
pretty much that. Yeah. Just
What is
those
does
two, right?
Heathcliff
Are there
eat?
any
Just
other
like fishbone? I don't know why I would picture
He
him
just eats
holding a
trash,
fishbone.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big garbage guy. Yeah, garbage is to Heathcliff as lasagna is to Garfield. Yeah, he's
To be
he's
fair, I have a cat. It's much more likely to eat out of the trash than eat a
Yeah.
prepared pan of lasagna.
Did you guys watch that Heathcliff cartoon when you were
I
kids?
did.
Yeah, and then there was like a
maybe seen a
second.
couple, yeah.
There was a second set of stories with a bunch of other
The
cats.
Yeah, the Cadillac cats or something.
Yeah,
They
I
lived
can't
in a
remember.
junkyard.
Wordsworth, I feel like, was one of their names or something. But I can't
Mungo was one of them.
remember. Yeah, that's
The
what
big
back
dumb
then.
guy named Mungo, which that's got to be offensive in some way, right?
Probably.
It's like a vowel away from being offensive. If it isn't.
Mongoloid. Yeah, I don't think you could say that.
Do you find some of those older strips have offensive material in them, or Or is it
We've
not
had like a
even?
couple. We've had a couple that had offensive material, and they were like borderline offensive. Like we weren't sure if they were offensive. But there's one where Heathcliff or where Garfield is trying to fish out a fish from the fishbowl to eat it, and he says, call it an ethnic weakness."
It's confusingly
That is deep
right.
for fucking Garfield. I don't know. Jim Davis really feeling himself in the beginning.
Yeah, I didn't understand that one at all when I was as confused as you guys were when I listened to that episode.
I figure it must be like it must have been a phrase back then, right? Like something that people said, call it an ethnic weakness, but it doesn't sound good. Like anytime...
For the record, I have never said that phrase in the past, so I don't speak for anyone else. I know my grandmother used to be a really big Garfield fan. She would buy.
I said she was going to be a really big.
Oh yeah,
used to be a really big racist.
Look, my grandmother used
That
to
too.
crack on all the other races. She every time I screwed up, she'd be like, "Knock it off, Mungo." But she had all like the compiled collections of the cartoons and like these comic strip books. And when I was a kid, I'd go over there, and that was like the only thing close to like a comic book or something. And so I would read all those. So I've read a ton of Garfield comics. They're not. I mean, as a kid, I probably thought they were funny, but they're really not. They're like almost anti-funny, right? And they're like, yeah.
There were a couple. There've been a couple that we actually did genuinely find funny, just because they were so bizarre. Like there was one that's kind of become a famous meme where it's just John reaching around he's sitting at a chair reaching around him, and he says, "Now where did I put my pipe?" And then the third panel is Garfield just sitting by himself with a pipe in his mouth, and John is screaming from across the panel, "Garfield!" That's the whole thing.
Classic.
Classic. Cat stole your pipe and started smoking tobacco. Who can't relate?
How does that escalate from there? Like the next one, he's like, "Where did I put my cocaine?" And the third panel, Garfield's like snorting a line. Like, "Where did I put my condoms?"
It's also another one of those where like Garfield acts like a human and John doesn't react, but Odie is just a dog. Right, Odie's always a dog and never does anything human-like, right?
Never smokes any pipes.
He's like the Pluto, yeah, like how Pluto and Goofy have that same dynamic where they're both dogs, right? But Pluto is just a dog, and Goofy
can walk and Goofy can walk and talk, yeah.
Joined the army. I think he was in the army at some point.
Well, they did. To be fair, they created their own special goof troop. So I mean, who better to lead it than really the only one qualified, I think.
So Nick, what are some of your snacking preferences? Let's do something. If you had to go for something sweet and something salty, what like brand name specific things would you reach for?
Well, if I were doing something sweet and salty, I can do both. It would be the Reese's peanut butter cup. But
all right, now we know why you're here. Now we know why Chad brought you on the podcast. Never mind.
You're the Reese's King? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Reese's.
King Reese's. Yeah.
King Reese's. Yeah, I was listening to your episode where you ate the 1 pound Reese's, and I agree with Chad also about the trees are better than the cups. I'd take a tree or an egg over a cup any day.
Wow.
But I pretty much never do chocolate. Like aside from Reese's, every now and then, I'm pretty much stick to salty stuff. My big one is Flamin Hot Fritos, which we're not trying today, but that's like my preferred Flamin Hot method. I don't think you can get them in most places. Like I used to live in New York, and I couldn't get them in New York. I could only get them here in Texas.
Where do you live now?
Austin,
Okay.
Texas.
Do you like regular Fritos as well, or only Flamin' Hot?
I like regular Fritos, but I would never I would never buy them at the store, just plain Fritos, unless I was also getting like a bean dip or something, or a cheese dip or something. And then I would get the scoops even.
Do you like other like very hot foods? Do you just like spicy and hot things, or is it just with these snacks? So I didn't know if you had picked these as like a gag, because sometimes people choose things for us to make us eat stuff we don't want to eat. But I guess you like this stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're that hot, are they? Like the Flamin' Hot? The
I
Flamin'
don't
Hot
know.
chips?
Everything's hot to Chad. Like
Everything's
so,
hot to
Yeah.
Chad. Chad's the
Yeah.
biggest wuss of all time when it comes to spicy food. So I like spicy
Yeah, I mean-
food. I've never had these, but we had Flaming Hot Cheetos, I think, on the podcast one time. So
That's the classic one, right? That's the one that like people know for the flame. I think that may have been the first Flamin' Hot. Well, the classic story, right, is that like a janitor invented Flamin' Hot.
yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
We talked about that on our because we did Flaming Hot Cheetos before. Yeah, and a guy like, and then he rose and got some high position in the company. I think they made like a movie of it or something like that.
I think they're going to at least.
It was
yeah.
Good Will Hunting. Yeah, it was it.
That
He's
math
solving
problem
the
is
Flaming
the
Hot
Flamin'
equation
Hot.
on the board.
Yeah.
Add spice equals snack.
How you like them Cheetos? Slams the bag against the window. Well, the other thing I wanted to ask you, Nick, because you've been talking about the fish sandwiches, fast food fish sandwiches recently, right? So
Yeah, I've been talking about them, yeah.
All over town.
Won't shut the fuck up about
I
it.
mean, I have
So-
on the yeah.
have you been trying a lot of them, and if so, like, what's your favorite? Can you rank them?
I keep. Am I allowed to mention the Discord chat?
Sure, go ahead.
We're in this Discord server together, and yeah, I've been talking a lot about fish sandwiches, but no, I haven't really been eating them.
You're just
What
like,
have
you
you
just
been
want
saying?
other people to go buy them so you can live vicariously through them.
So creepy
Yeah, I just-
voyeur fish porn or something.
Well, like so, this is fish sandwich season. Like the March is like Lent, so like all the
Lenten
fast food
season, I think, is
places-
what some people call it. Lent.
Yeah.
fish sandwich season.
I went to church the other day and we all prayed to the fish sandwich season. It's pretty great.
In the secular world, though, we know it as fish sandwich season, and yeah, so I get very excited, and I know all these places. Like I have a coupon here for a Jack in the Box fish sandwich that maybe we'll try at some point. I know, but the two that I have tried are the Popeyes one, which is great, the best fish sandwich I've ever
Oh,
had.
I
at a
wanted to
fast
try
food
that
place.
because I love the chicken sandwich. Is it
Yeah,
is it the same or is it like obviously it's fish, but I mean is it
Yeah.
equally
not
as
the same.
good as the chicken version?
I think it's as good as the chicken version. It's the batter's a little different, and it's all like a spicy batter too.
Nice.
So, because like the chicken sandwich, the only thing that makes it spicy is the sauce, but this one just has tartar sauce and like a spicy batter on the fish. Not too spicy, but yeah, that's really good. And then I had the Arby's fish sandwich, which was disappointing because it was just too much stuff on it. It was like a King's Hawaiian bun with lettuce, tomato, cheese, tartar sauce, pickles. I just prefer like lettuce, maybe pickle, maybe a pickle,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
sauce. Yeah.
Did you say maybe and then name all the ingredients you just said you didn't want? Maybe cheese and maybe tomato and onion.
I was
Maybe
gonna
a
say
bun.
cheese. I do actually want the cheese on the filet of fish at McDonald's is an excellent addition.
And also, didn't the janitor on the Titanic invent the fish sandwich?
I think that is true. Probably.
Okay, so we got through all the nonsense. Now we got to hear about a drink that Nick had last fall. So
Yeah, Chad was like, "Do you have any stories about snacks?" And I was like, "Well, is this a story? I don't think it's a story. It's more like a
Is it more than just you had a drink?
Well, I think it's an insane. It sounded insane to me when I heard about this. I got this email that this Mexican chain here in town called Taco Cabana. It's all over Texas actually. They come out with seasonal margarita drinks now, and right now, like because of the pandemic, you can get a to-go margarita, which I love. I love the idea of getting a to-go margarita.
Right now, it's since it's seasonal. Right now, do they have fish sandwich margarita?
No, but they do have shrimp tacos because of the fish sandwich season. But right now, actually, I got their seasonal margarita, which is leprechaun margarita.
Oh,
which is just a green margarita. I have
Oh,
it
you
here.
have one right
Oh, you
there.
have it right
Look at
there.
that.
Wow.
I bought it because I was thinking about this
That was like a
pumpkin
magic
spice
trick.
margarita.
You
I
just
was
like pulled it out in front of the camera. It's full too.
Yeah.
it is full. I didn't like it very much, but I'm gonna try to get it.
Was it like minty?
Mhm.
What's it?
Yeah,
like?
it is. It's stuck now. No, it just kind of tastes like cleaning fluid, which is like what you would expect something that looks bright green to taste like.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that one, but I wanted to try this pumpkin spice one. So I ordered it, and I showed up at the Taco Cabana. I walked inside to pick it up because you got to pick it up inside. The drive-through wasn't working or whatever. So I told him I ordered it, and he was like, "Wow, you're the first person that's ever ordered the pumpkin spice margarita," which is not a good sign when you're ordering a drink. It's like you're the first person ever to order it. And then he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go." So he's making it, and what it is, it's just a normal margarita, a lime margarita, and then he has this pumpkin spice mix that he pours into it.
Oh.
So it's a lime. It's not just a pumpkin spice margarita; it's a lime and pumpkin spice margarita.
Did they advertise it and then expected no one to actually call them on it? And he's like, put pumpkin spice in the regular margarita. I don't fucking know.
was the pumpkin spice mix like a liquid, or was it just like Target brand seasoning that he just like, staked over it?
No, I think it was like the same kind of stuff they have at Starbucks. You know, just like the big syrup jar they pump into it.
Pumpkin
Yeah.
spice is like cinnamon and nutmeg basically, and
Right.
ginger.
and cloves. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any pumpkin in pumpkin
No.
spice now that I think about
There's
it.
not. Yeah. There's not.
But so I tasted it. I brought it home, and the other thing is they don't mix the liquor in. They give you these like little nips of
Why is
rum to put it in. So you have to
For
like
legal reasons?
I
or-
don't know.
Probably so you don't get pulled over
It
or
can't be-
something, right? 'Cause
Oh,
it's-
maybe.
I guess so, but there are other places around town that'll give you a margarita that's like already mixed to go. I guess
Yeah,
they'll tape it shut.
wondering-
but, yeah.
I'm wondering if there's like is it a taco shop or an airplane that you went to? Because
Well,
it looks like an airplane.
I walked
jar.
in and I was in San Antonio, and then when I walked out, I was in New York City. So
Right.
might have been
probably
an
was a taco shop. Okay.
Took him
Got it.
2.5 hours to make one margarita. It was really fucked up. So how did it taste?
But yeah,
yeah.
it was bad. I guess that's the whole story. Is I got this margarita and it wasn't very good. The first few sips, I was like, this is actually maybe this is good, and then I just felt sick, and then I just realized no, it's not good. I think maybe without the rum, it would have been a little bit better, but rum, lime, and pumpkin spice just don't mix well together.
I don't drink margaritas often. Is rum a common margarita thing? I thought it was mostly just tequila.
Oh, you're right. It is tequila. I kept saying rum.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely tequila.
That was throwing me too. I'm like, these
Sounds like-
guys really don't know how to make a margarita.
This margarita's getting worse by the second.
And then he told me to pour Code Red Mountain Dew in it. And I was like, all right, it's on the package. Like, okay.
This bottle looked like rum to me for some reason, but no, it's Margaritaville brand tequila. So this is the good stuff.
All right, well, we got flaming hot chips to eat. Let's get into it. We're going to eat these 3 chips, rate them on a 5-point scale. Love dat, like dat, indifferent to dat, dislike dat, and hate dat. Let's start with the Ruffles, because that's the one that I don't have a full bag of. Guy got to drop off at my place earlier today. So Ruffles on their own, this podcast is known to be a big fan of. It's one of the better straight potato chips for sure.
Ruffles were my favorite chip growing up. I don't know. I always prefer a wavy, like a wavy chip like that. A ridge chip to just like a plain chip is always going to be better with me.
Do you like just a plain Ruffles?
Yeah. Or the sour cream and cheddar is really good too.
I find with the Ruffles that the like flavored versions are a bit more toned down than some of the other chips flavored versions.
Yeah. They're overall they're like a thicker, more potatoey chip anyway, I think. So I like to have like a loaded baked potato one that's kind of good too.
Oh boy. The Flamin' Hot just looks nasty. It just looks nasty. It's like all this artificial orange and red. Like, it's very unappealing. I don't know.
These and the Doritos, spoiler alert, I opened all the bags in advance. These look real red and blotchy.
Yeah.
The Lay's just kind of look orange, like a chip. These look like they've been spray painted.
Is there cheese in Flamin' Hot? There's cheese. There's cheese in these chips. So I guess there's cheese in Flamin' Hot.
Wait, there is?
Yeah. Somebody pointed that out on the dose scored actually.
Are all three of these chips, whatever their ingredients are for Flaming Hot, the same?
I don't know. I mean, these taste like every Flamin' Hot thing I've ever had.
Let's check. So, Flamin' Hot seasoning is bunch of chemicals, salt, sugar, oil, cheddar cheese. It's in the ingredients in the Flamin' Hot seasoning.
Yeah.
So
there's blue cheese in the Lay's as well as sour cream, according to this thing.
Yeah, I've always liked Ruffles too, but these just taste like every other Flamin' Hot thing I've ever had, which is good. I'm not mad.
All right, Geiger,
Yeah.
you start us off. What do you think of the Flaming Hot? I feel like you might be open to these a bit more than Chad. So what do you think,
Guys, who am I?
Mr. Chip.
Mr. Chip?
Mr. Motherfucking Chip. That's right. I was looking forward to this episode all day. I like Flaming Hot stuff, except Cheetos in general are just not good to me. But I think they're good. They're not overly spicy. I could eat a bunch of these without it being like horrid on my heart or anything like that. They're not as good as regular Ruffles because the Flaming Hot seasoning itself is not like overwhelmingly awesome or flavorful. It's just kind of heat. But they're good. It's a Ruffle. I like chips. This is a solid like that for me. I would eat these again.
Wait, so you think they're not as good as plain Ruffles?
Correct. I like some other Ruffles better, but I think just the regular salty Ruffle is like a really good, perfect chip. They're like buttery and greasy and salty and all that. This is just kind of like
buttery.
I like butter all over my chips.
I don't think
I
I don't know.
described them as buttery.
Do you put butter
I just
on
did
them?
what the grocery store said put butter and rum on them. I was like, all right, and I just poured it all in there. No, but yeah, these are good. I would sooner eat a regular Ruffle, but I think these are tasty.
All right, before we go on, Geiger, because you told me this many times about eating spicy food, that after you're eating spicy food, you're worried about how painful it's going to be to shit the next day.
Correct.
Because you're saying that the spicy food makes it worse to shit. And I did not experience that. I've never known what you're talking about. So will something like eating a bag of these chips, would that affect you?
Well, eating a bag of Ruffles.
Yeah, you eat a bag of Ruffles. You eat a bag of anything we have, a full bag every time, every episode.
This is a large bag. This is not like a small snack-sized bag.
Eat it all right
You're
now.
more than capable of eating those. Stop pretending you're not.
I just blew air in the bag to show you that I actually emptied it out. No, these aren't spicy enough to like hurt my O-ring or anything. Like I think if you eat actual spicy food, I think the problem, Novak, you've not experienced it because you don't really eat spicy food. Like I'm talking about really spicy, like Bangladeshi food or like super spicy Mexican food with actual spice in it. When you shit, it hurts your butthole.
Yeah,
that's science. Okay, no one can deny that.
But you're saying
these chips are not that.
You're saying with regular Ruffles though, your shits are nice and buttery, comes out really smooth. So
Slide right out. Just slide out like a nice sizzling pat of butter. Yeah,
Right.
That's the other thing. That's actually an Easter egg in Good Will Hunting. That's the other science he figured out is how much spicy food hurts your butt when you shit. If you pause the frame, you can see the equation.
It's an Easter egg. It's part of the Goodwill universe. They split off. Had a spin off.
Okay, Nick, you're up next. What do you think of these?
Yeah, they're good. I think I'm more of a fan of these than plain Ruffles. I'll pretty much take any potato chip over the plain potato chip. But these aren't as good to me as say sour cream and onion potato chip or even a barbecue. But what's the middle version?
Indifferent to that.
Indifferent to that.
Indifferent to
I
that.
would go above that. I guess. I guess I'd be. I like that.
There you go.
All right. 2 likes. Chad, what do you think?
Well, I only ate 3 because the heat started to build up too much, and that doesn't bode well for the rest of these. but they are a good chip, right? Like Ruffles makes a good chip. The consistency is good, the texture is good, but the Flamin' Hot part brings it down for me. So I'm gonna give them a dislike. That they're not the worst spicy chip I've ever had, but I'm not gonna eat any more of them.
I agree with my fellow Nicks. I think they're pretty good. I do actually really like a regular Ruffle because it's what of the plain chips is much saltier than your other kind of plain chips. So it's one of the only, if I'm stopping at a gas station and I get chips, one of the only ones I would maybe get would be Ruffles. This is pretty good. I think the Flaming Hot is not too overwhelming. It tastes good. I'm going to give it a 3rd like that. So 3 likes and a dislike. Might be a pretty tough score to beat. Let's go.
You guys, so
we'll say
you guys snack a lot, huh?
What are you trying to say?
Look, I may or may not have eaten 20 Costco chocolate covered raisins like shortly before this, all right? I can neither confirm nor deny.
That's a pretty aggressive take coming from a guy who's reading 1978 Garfield.
I guess I just don't eat a lot of snacks. I
just don't read Garfield ever, man. We're even.
Why not? You trying
to
live past 50 or something?
I don't know. Like, you go into a gas station and you choose. Yeah. Do you? How often do you, when you go into a gas station, do you buy a snack? Is it every time? I guess just the way you phrase that. Yeah.
I eat a ton of candy bars. Like that's my weakness. Like I probably eat a candy bar every day of some kind.
Every day,
really? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm not proud of that. I mean, I'm 6'2", $180. I look healthy. I'm dying on the inside, but I at least keep up that appearance. What do you eat then?
I'm not
if
saying
not a candy bar. What is it?
I mean, you haven't even cashed in that fish sandwich coupon yet. So what are you eating?
No, I guess I just eat meals mostly. I don't eat between meals a whole
lot. You eat big meals then? You get hungry between them?
No, yeah, I knew we were gonna snack. I guess I knew you guys eat a lot of snacks, but it's just the way you said that about going to a gas station.
I guess I just read the regular newspaper, dude.
Nick, when you go to a gas station, do you like walk out with an entire 3-course meal? Like you only go to gas stations that serve like filet mignon and.
No, you know what I do? I have a weakness for diet, getting a big Diet Coke from a gas station. So I guess that's kind of my version of that.
Let's say you're on like a road trip, though, right?
Right.
Would you come out with? You'd come out with chips, probably.
Yeah, chips or maybe beef jerky.
Okay.
Jerky is a good road trip food.
Yeah.
So on a given day, you eat breakfast. You do nothing until lunch. That seems crazy to me. There's a lot of hours between that.
Sometimes I don't even eat breakfast.
Oh wow!
Are you all right, man? You getting enough to eat?
I think so. I think I just eat big meals. I think that's what I think is the difference. And you know what? I'll have like a protein shake sometimes. So I guess that's kind of a snack.
That's making us look even worse.
Yeah. Next, this guy's going to tell me he works out. Asshole. During pandemic, I've been trying to eat less, and I do real good. I'll eat like a healthy breakfast, like just an egg or like just a piece of toast. Healthy meaning like not what I used to eat. And then at lunch, I'll have like a sandwich or something small.
You can list a bunch of stuff that's not that healthy.
Something small, like, I don't know, a bucket of chicken.
Eggs and toast and a sandwich. Man.
Well, it's not like going
you said
out
like
to eat.
one egg, you said?
Just one egg, a single egg. But it's like like when I used to be in the office, I'd go out and eat like fast food and stuff all the time for lunch. But then like dinner, I eat like 2 or 3 helpings because I'm so hungry because I haven't snacked or eaten all day. And so it doesn't work. I end up eating the same amount of calories. I just need to snack more. You need to eat more Flamin' Ruffles, I think.
Just to be clear, I wasn't trying to like shame you guys about snacking. I was just, it's just like
We
you
have
know,
no
a
shame.
different
We have
world.
no
We
shame.
don't care. You can't shame those with no dignity. It's all right.
Yeah, hit us with your best shot. It'll bounce right off us.
You cannot compete with looking in the mirror every morning. You're good to go. All right, let's eat the Lay's. The Lay's, we'll save the Doritos for last. The Lay's are, I'm guessing, real similar. I would think most of us agree that the regular Lay is a inferior chip because it's not quite as sturdy. I don't know if that's like a view of, is that a common view that Ruffles is like a higher quality chip or no? Lay's is like the McDonald's.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's definitely not because of the sturdiness. I think they're better. I think most people probably think they're better. The Ruffles are better, but I don't think of them as like lower class or something.
I bet you these chips outsell, like Lay's probably outsell Ruffles easily, I would guess. It's like a pretty common chip.
Why? Because this country's a bunch of basic bitches or something? Why would anybody buy Lay's?
That's
when
probably it,
Ruffles are
yeah.
right there?
I heard their sales go up during fish sandwich season. I heard that for some reason. It's a real compliment to fish sandwiches. Now this one says, my bag says now even hotter compared to previous recipe. So I wonder if these are like hotter than normal.
So fish season is what, like about 40 days, right? Fish season.
Something like that.
Yeah, 40 days, 40 nights.
Yeah. It starts with getting ash rubbed on your head season. And then and then ends with a Friday that's good season.
You have to decide what you're giving up for fish season.
Giving up fish for fish season. Oh shit! I fucked
Giving
up.
up fish sandwiches.
Yeah.
You guys probably can tell this better than me. Is this spicier than like the Ruffles was?
I think the thing is, once you have like one spicy thing, it's hard to tell whether you're just getting residual spice or there's new spicy. Yeah, I think they're about the same level.
I think there's also variation chip to chip, because some are definitely darker than others. I'd say the Lay's in general are lighter in color than your average Ruffle.
I think maybe the Lay's have a different proportion too because they're not as thick. So if there's less chip to chew and it's more spice. I don't know. I may be making that up, but
It makes sense.
it's true.
Yeah, you're Mr. Chip, so whatever you say, we'll believe it. Okay, Nick, you're going to start us off this time. How do you think this one compares to the Ruffle?
They're very, very close, right? Like, I mean, they almost taste exactly the same, except like one is a little bit crunchier. But I'd say they're definitely not as good as the Ruffles. But I don't think they're so much worse that I could downgrade them to indifferent to that. So I would also give it an I like that. Maybe is there like a level in between the two? Like
Nope. Shit out of luck.
indifferent and a half?
Oh, we
Lay's
have.
full of
Hold on.
different choices.
Okay.
Oh, we have Garfield to Dad. I forgot.
Okay, I Garfield that. Then.
I want somebody to record that on the
Yeah.
website. Just one single Garfield Dat rating out of nowhere. I'm like, what?
Oftentimes people come in, they have a hard time sticking to the 5-point system, but because we snack a lot, we can easily put things in these 5 ratings.
Yeah, you guys are experts.
You
at
can't.
this.
You can say. We'll say a lot of times it's a low level like that.
Yeah.
Which means like it's still like that, but we're putting it at the bottom end of the scale. That's how we cheat.
Yeah, I'd say it's a low level like that
Ah,
then
great.
for me.
You've also done a great job of using dat. That's a big thing. Like, a lot of people say that. You've not done that, so good job.
And because you guys do one of the funniest things on your podcast, I thought, was the ranking. When I listened, I just started listening to someone, Chad had recommended it, and then it was later on in your recordings, and you ranked something like 87th. And I was like, what? Are they seriously ranking every single one of these?
We have a spreadsheet. Yeah, I was trying to pull it up, but apparently our website isn't working. I don't know when that happened. But we used to have like the Google spreadsheet embedded on our website, but that's not working. But yeah, we have like number 1 through I think we're up to 160 something.
Wow.
So
We should have done that with all these. We were at like 570 something snacks. Like, why don't we have like a ranking 1 to 570 70. We fucked up.
Chad, what do you think of the Lays?
Oh, these are fucking terrible. They're. I think Geiger actually hit it on the head. I think when he said what needed to be said when he said that there's like the chip, because it's thinner, then you get more spice to potato ratio. And then combine that with the fact that like the Lay's consistency is just very not great, right? It's like just too flaky. It's not crispy enough for me. This is a very bad chip for me. So I'm going to give it a hate that. I think it sucks.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh wow.
See, I think the chip to seasoning consistency
Ratio.
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's what I like about Lay's chips, and I think maybe I do like Lay's chips more than Ruffles usually.
Hmm.
But with this, because like a sour cream and onion Lay's chip, you get a lot of that sour
Right.
cream and onion.
That's true.
It's true.
If it's a seasoning that you really like, I could totally see that making a lot of sense. But unfortunately, the seasoning is dog shit.
I think the Ruffles are better. I don't like Lay's chips in general. It's the spice is similar. They do taste very similar, but the consistency is a big deal for me. A big difference between the two. So I'm just going to give these Lays an indifferent to Dat. We've got a like, an indifferent, a hate. Geiger, what do you got?
Yeah, I think Chad said what needed to be said a little bit when he called Lay's the basic bitch of chips. It is a bit just like your bog standard chip. That needed to be said, and now it's been said. It's just like a regular ass chip. Like it's the chip that like when you have a bunch of people coming over and you don't know what they all like, you just buy standard J's or standard Lay's and just dump them in a bowl at a party and walk away.
Your parties are the best, man.
One single bowl of chips and I walk away from the party. See ya. Lock my house and you leave.
When this pandemic is over, I can't wait to come over to your house and eat some standard basic chips.
But why aren't you buying them Ruffles if you like Ruffles better? And you think everybody likes Ruffles
I
better?
said a basic party. I'm not spending all that Ruffles cash on some fucking friends of mine. What the hell?
I feel like they're the same
You
price.
can come over to my house, drink tap water. I think look, I don't need your facts getting in the way of my story. No, these are fine. These are basic. I don't mind the Flamin Hot flavor. I think the Flamin Hot flavor is fine. I don't think I could eat a lot of these, but they're fine. They don't necessarily taste spicier than the other one to me. I like the Ruffles better, but I will say I still like these. It's still like that. These are fine. It's gonna be pretty hard for me to not like one.
Ruffles still in the lead though, and we'll see if the Doritos can surpass these two. It's definitely a different chip than these, so it's got a shot.
Wait, so
Chad,
there's-
it's segment time.
Okay.
What's
No,
that?
go ahead. What were you
No,
gonna
go ahead.
So one of them is in the lead. How does that work?
Yeah. So we're like basically picture you're getting 5 points for
Okay,
a love,
okay.
4 for like, and so
Okay.
we just.
say? I
sorted
also
it
have a
that
big Google spreadsheet with everything on it that has like the scores. I type it in and it does the scores. So the Ruffles
Okay,
have a
cool.
slight lead, 3.5 to 3 right now. Okay, so for segment, we're going to return to one of our fan favorite games that we've played in the past, which is called You Fake Dat. So the way this works, Nick, is I will present each of you with 3 items. And one of the items will be a Heathcliff character from the Heathcliff verse. One of the items will be a Flintstones character from the Flintstones verse, because we for some reason reviewed a episode of the Flintstones like a month or so back, because that's what you do on a snacking podcast. And then the third item in the list, I faked that. So you have to tell me which one's the Heathcliff character, which one's the Flintstones character, and which one I faked that. Now,
Did you have to quick remove Mungo from your
full
list?
disclosure, right when we started this up, I had to take off Wordsworth W. Wordsworth and Mingo McMungo from the list.
I was gonna say they displayed their knowledge of Heathcliff characters. I think Heathcliff. I think that's all I know.
I started to get a little worried because I'm like, oh, nobody's ever seen Cadillac Cats before, but apparently you have. So this might be a little easier than I expected. We'll see. So, Nick, since you are our guest, we are going to start with you. You will get the first one. So, Here are the three. Remember, one is Heathcliff, one's Flintstones, one I faked that. Here we go. Uncle Ghastly, Mayor Bogwell, and G-Dragon. What do you think?
I think Uncle Ghastly is Heathcliff. Mayor Bogwell, because that one sounds familiar. What was the last one you said?
Mayor Bogwell.
But G Dragon, was that what it was?
Yeah, G-Dragon's one of them.
Okay.
G-Dragon.
So none of these sound that Flintstones like. None of them have like rock in the name or anything like that.
Sure.
But Bogwell is the closest to that. So I'll say Bogwell is Flintstones, and then G Dragon is the fake debt.
All right, so you got 1 for 3. G-Dragon is a K-pop star. Bogwell is the mayor of Heathcliff's town. And Uncle Ghastly is a giant brown monster from some episode of the Flintstones. You only see his hand. Comes out of something. All right. Moving on to Geiger. Here we go.
God.
Stone Strong Cat, Iggy Nutmeg,
Oh, wow.
and Baby Puss.
Wow. Stone Strong Cat's got it. Heathcliff and
Yeah, it
Flintstones
was like
tones.
was it a
Yeah.
crossover episode? Wait, Stone Strong Cat, Baby Puss,
Mm-hmm.
and what was the middle one?
Iggy Nutmeg.
Ah, he's fucking shooting darts at a wall. I am gonna say the Rock Strong Cat is Flintstone.
The Rock is from WWE.
Do you
Stone
smell what
Strong
the
Cat.
strong cat is cooking? I'll say the Rock Strong Cat is Flintstone's. Baby Puss is
That's not
Heathcliff.
his name.
Well, what's his name?
Stone Strong Cat.
Oh, my bad. I was so far off.
Come on.
Uh,
It's canon.
I,
Unless Chad made it up, in which case it's not.
I'll take Pebbles Muscles Cat is Flintstones, and the Baby Puss is Heathcliff, and the Iggy Nutmeg you made up.
All right, that's a Ofer. So Iggy Nutmeg is Heathcliff's owner. He's a little boy that owns Heathcliff.
Iggy
and-
Nutmeg is someone's name.
No, that was a cartoon character.
Yeah, not a real
Yes,
person.
yeah.
Let's be clear. Baby
G-Dragon
Puss,
was a real person.
Yeah, that's the only one. Baby Puss is Fred and Wilma's pet cat, and Stone Strong Cat I made up. Okay, here we go.
Baby
See,
Puss.
these are all like old school Heathcliff names
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I don't know before the creator changed.
Before it
and
got
became
good.
different comic
Right,
book.
I'll tell you right now. One of these is not. Garbage Ape is not on here. Ham Helmet is not on here. Okay, so
Ham Helmet?
she just wears a helmet that says ham all the times.
Yeah, not a character. But...
Not a character. That's why it's not on here. All right, so here we go. Novak, this one's to you. Here we go. Leroy, Rocky Balboa, and Hot Lips Hannigan.
Rocky Balboa is from a porn. Hot Lips Hannigan is Flintstones. What was the first one?
Leroy.
Leroy is Heathcliff. And then you made up DeBona.
Yeah, that's a 3 for 3. Leroy, I had to swap in there for Wadsworth W. Wordsworth. But he's the antagonist of the Cadillac Cats. Hot Lips Hannigan is a smooth-talking trumpeter who works at a nightclub in some episode of the Flintstones. All right.
What?
Huh?
Only a man who gets most of his food from a gas station could answer those correctly.
All right, Nick, back to you. Here we go. Wally Mails, Boom Boom Passini, and Santa Claus.
How are you spelling claws?
Good question.
He said stroking his chin pensively.
Standard way.
Great.
Wait, that could be so that
Yeah,
as long as it was a Christmas episode, that seems unfair.
Okay, I'm gonna guess Santa made an appearance in the Flintstones. What was it? Boom Boom Piscina?
Boom Boom Piscini and Wally Mails.
I'll say Boom Boom Piscini is made up, and Wally Mails is a Heathcliff character.
So you got 1 for 3. Santa Claus is from the Flintstones Christmas special and that famous Flintstones commercial
Yes.
where Barney tries to steal the whatever. Boom Boom Piscini is a cat that Heathcliff wrestles, and Wally Mails I made up. All right, back to you, Geiger. Here we go.
Yep.
Get ready. Biff Biceps. Nail Nelson. And the Great Gazoo.
Oh,
Okay.
Ooh, it's an easy one.
Oh,
there.
okay, yeah. Biff Biceps is my nickname, so I know you couldn't have made that up.
Right.
No, the Great Gazoo is Flintstones. That's like some bird that yells or something in the train. It's a guy.
It's like an alien.
Oh, okay, right. It was a little alien guy. I knew he was something. Yeah, or a bird that yells. I don't know. Gazoo. Biff Bicep, and who's the other one?
Nail Nelson.
Nails Nelson. Oh, did you make up Biff Biceps? Show me your biceps. Were you just looking in the mirror and you came up with Biff Biceps?
Yeah.
Flex
I'm
them
the
guns.
inspiration for Biff's biceps right here.
I do think Nails Nelson sounds like a Heathcliff character, and I think you made it Biff Biceps.
All right, Biff Biceps is the Heathcliff character, and Nail
Ah!
Nelson I made up. So you get 1 point there. Okay, I'm surprised you guys all knew Great Gazoo. I had no idea who that was.
He's like
Even I knew
one
that
of the main characters.
I
Like,
think
you might
he's-
as well have said, Fred Flintstone.
Okay.
yeah, he was in the movie even.
All right, moving on. Next one, Novak, Fred Flintstone. No, I'm just kidding. Here we go.
Heathcliff.
Pierre, Xavier the villain, and Lee Granite.
Oh, this sounds like.
Xavier the
Trick
villain.
question.
I mean, Lee Granite has to be a trick, right?
I
The
don't know.
thing is, I'd never know in which way Chad's being an asshole. Like, that he's either putting a real obvious one in there. Pierre, I'm saying, is Heathcliff.
hmm
And who's the second guy?
Xavier the villain.
All right.
Sounds like a rapper.
I'd rather just go with the obvious and say Lee Granite's from Flintstones. If I'm wrong, I'll eat it. So, and then Xavier's the made up.
Eat it! You were wrong. Pierre is a French chef cat from Heathcliff. Xavier the villain is a jewel thief from the Flintstones. And Lee Granite, I made up. All right, so score check. It is Nick has 2, Geiger has 1, Novak has 4. So it's still anybody's game here. All right, Nick, final round. Here we go. Arnold Palmtree, Muffy Dupar, and Perry Garcia.
Okay. I think you made up Perry Garcia. Arnold Palm Tree. I mean, I guess they had palm trees in ancient times. So maybe that's like a Flintstones
Probably.
thing. All right, so I'll say Arnold Palm Tree, Flintstones. And what was the other one again?
Muffy Dupar.
Yeah, Muffy Dupar, Heathcliff.
All right, that's a 3-fer. Well done.
Nice.
Ooh. Muffy Dupar is a cat in a fancy dress that they meet at a ball one time. And Arnold Palmtree is a professional golfer who looks exactly like Barney, except he has a different color shirt. So there you go.
Okay, I have to ask this because Chad never knows who anybody is. Do you know who Jerry Garcia is?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes, of course I do, because
Okay.
of the ice cream flavored cherry Garcia. So I had to learn to eat that ice cream.
Do you know who Arnold Palmer is?
Yes, I know who Arnold
Okay.
Palmer is because I love drinking Arnold Palmers. See, if somebody has a thing that's related to food, I will know who they are. All right, here we go, Geiger.
Mm-hmm.
Stinky Stan, Muggsy Faber, and The Undertaker.
Rest in peace. Let's see. I think the Undertaker took on Stone Hellcat in the main event at WrestleMania one year, right? Okay. Muggsy something or other, Stinky Stan.
Muggsy Faber, Stinky Stan, and The Undertaker.
I will say the Undertaker is a Flintstones character.
Mm-hmm.
Muggsy Faber is Heathcliff, and you made up Stinky Stan.
That's 3 for 3. Well done. So there was in 2015 there was a WWE Stone Age SmackDown crossover with the Flintstones.
Wait, it's the actual Undertaker?
It's the actual. Look, they had a bunch of wrestlers in it, and I want to read you these names. You tell me which of these they got lazy on. Here we go: the Boulder Twins, Daniel Bryrock, John Cena Stone, Marvelous Marble Henry, Vince McMagma, Rey Mysteriople, CM Punk Rock, The Undertaker. So like, we came up with one for everybody but him for some reason. All right, so let's see. It's 5 to 4 to 4. So if you get 1 here, Novak, you tie. Get all 3, you win. Those are the stakes. Final round. Here we go. J. Montague Gypsum, Pecks Beefcake, and Alistair Rothschild.
Why are like it seems like half of them are about how strong they are.
Flintstones had a lot of bodybuilders on their show.
Yeah. All right, and wait, name the first 2 again. I can only remember
J. Montague Gypsum, Pecks Beefcake, and Alistair Rothschild.
The last one, I'm gonna Alistair Rothschild. Actually, Gypsum sounds like that. I don't know. I'll say Alistair Rothschild is the Heathcliff. The first one is Flintstones, and you made up Pecks Beefcake.
All right, that's 1 point. So we have a tie. We'll have to go to the tiebreaker. Pecks Beefcake is from Heathcliff, is a super strong jacked cat.
Wasn't there already a jacked cat in an earlier one?
Yeah, there's actually like 4 or 5 super jacked cats that all have names like that on the Heathcliff Wikia.
Heathcliff owned a Gold's Gym? Is that part of it?
Heathcliff's owner is Victor Conti. Wasn't Mungo also a big giant bully of an animal?
Yeah, there's a lot of strong cats in the Heathclifverse. And then J. Montague Gypsum from the Flintstones, he's this guy that stands on a bridge and pretends he's going to commit suicide, and then waits for Fred to come by, and then like gets Fred to like feel sorry for him just to get a bunch of free stuff from Fred, like free meals and all these other things. So he like fakes his suicide to get free stuff. It's a pretty... What?
Every episode?
What? No, just one. He's in one episode. Yeah, that's every Flintstones. How's he gonna try to kill himself this week?
How's that end?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole. I got bored and stopped reading. So okay, he probably dies. So
Fred discovers it and then creeps up on him in the bed and stabs him and whispers into his ear, "I know you fucked me over.
I know you were faking." Yeah. All right, so we'll go to a tiebreaker here between Novak and Nick. So just think of a number here. Both of you think of a number.
That's the tiebreaker?
Any number. So the Heathcliff TV series actually ran twice. So it was first just regular Heathcliff and in 1980, and then it came back in 1984 for a second run, which was when it had the Cadillac Cats. How many episodes total between both series of Heathcliff cartoons do you think there were? So think of a number. I'll give you a couple seconds here, and then lock your number in, and then we'll just say it. Don't change it after you hear the other person say it.
Boy,
I'll say 100.
Oh, okay.
Number.
Yeah.
I always feel like I think there are more of these, and there were a lot less than I thought. Like that happened with Flintstones, where we thought that show ran for 20 years, and it was on for like 5 years or something.
Right.
So I'm gonna say 80.
Oh, Ramirez gets it. It's 112. 26 in the first run,
nice.
86 in the second. Very good job there. So
That's
congratulations.
a nice little run for Heathcliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really ups your cred on the old cartoon cat thing. It's going to really help you out. If you had lost badly here, it would have looked
True,
bad
I
for
would've-
you.
I'm gonna ask you guys not to air this show.
Go back to the dose cord with your head held high.
What did Garfield eat? Was it manicotti, lasagna,
Or Pecks Beefcake.
All right.
Which strong cat does Heathcliff have up on his wall?
And I just list them all, and that's the entire hour-long podcast episode. It's me listing every strong cat on Heathcliff.
Larry Lats, buff biceps.
Siamese McMuscles.
And then there's one just called Cat Steroids.
All right, so we've got one snack. It's Doritos. Let's see if Doritos can compete against the Ruffles, if it can take them out. So Doritos, I feel like, might have an advantage already having that cheese flavor in place, but we'll see.
These things are red.
Do you guys taste the cheese?
I haven't yet.
Because it does say, so at least for the Doritos, it does say it's nacho flavored, Flamin Hot.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And I was saying I was in the store and saw a barbecue Flamin Hot Ruffle. So there are different versions of the Flamin Hot.
I bought those because they sounded good.
Jason Tatum on it.
Yeah.
On the back it says nacho cheese gets lit. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, these are definitely the coolest of the three.
Yeah.
Yeah, street punks would use this terminology more often, I think.
They're the coolest, but they're not the cool ranchest. Because they're nacho cheese.
I think a Flamin Hot taco Dorito would be good. Like, I actually think the Doritos tacos, one of the few things I like at Taco Bell, Flamin Hot might be good because.
What they used to have them. They took them off the menu.
Oh, they had the Flamin Hot ones?
I don't think it was made of Flaming Hot Doritos. It was just called a volcano taco, right? And that was it was like a red shell with like spicy sauce and stuff. They were good. Those would make me, really burn through my anal cavity. But
Yeah. Tell us about your taco shits for that one.
They were not pretty. I've blocked them out of a lot of therapy. But I ate more of them.
Okay.
Did it hurt your ass like the red shell in Mario Kart? Okay, so Chad, you start this one. You've been down on all these Flaming Hot chips all day. Did the Doritos fare any better for you?
Yeah. I think it's the best one. And I think it is because you can taste a little bit of that cheese. And actually the consistency here is the best of all three, I think. It's like really nice and crunchy. Still don't like it though. I could only eat like 4 before my mouth just is like burning now. Probably should have brought milk instead of like hot tea to drink here with this, but that's where we're at.
Tea.
So I always, yeah. Well, you know how I do.
Washed a nice Flamin' Hot Dorito with a cup of coffee.
I got my decaf chai latte here in my thermos, like always. Yeah, it was a bad choice. So,
I've heard of milk was a bad choice, but tea was a bad choice.
So, I wish there was a level between dislike and indifferent that I could give these. But
That's what I'm saying. You guys should have half levels.
But unfortunately, there isn't because it is a 5-point scale, not a 1,000-point scale.
All our guests do say that too. They like want more.
Yeah.
They want life to be easier.
Yeah. It's not. You got to make the hard choices in life. Like whether to name your strong cat Biff Biceps or Mungo McMungo.
Do you think Pecks Beefcake got to where he was by making the easy choice? No, sacrificed.
He had to not only choose what muscle to focus on, but then he had to change his name afterward, knowing that's what he was going to have to do.
Oh, you don't think he was born, Pex? Yeah.
Yeah. He changed it first because then if you're Pecks Beefcake and you're scrawny, you look like a dipshit.
Yeah.
So you've got to. Right?
But
Motivation.
it was an easy
Right.
change because I think before he was just Pexless Beefcake. So, it wasn't that far afield. So I think I don't know if I can give him an indifferent to that though, because I wasn't able to eat like more than 4. So I'm just gonna slide it into a high level dislike that. But these are my favorite ones today for sure.
Wow. Okay. I hate to say this, but I think they're the worst of the bunch.
Wow.
Oddly, I thought they'd be the best. I actually think they're a bit hotter than the other ones,
I think so too. Yeah.
which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it cancels out me tasting any of the cheese. Like I don't, and Nick even asked, "Do you guys taste cheese?" And when you got to ask that about a nacho cheese Dorito, it's a bad sign. So I just they're missing something. Like they need more cheese flavor and a little less heat. It's too much. I'm not liking it. So I'm giving it a dislike that. So 2 dislikes. Nick, what do you think?
These are my favorite of the 3. And I do think it is maybe because it kind of meets my expectations of a Dorito. It's basically just like a nacho cheese Dorito, but hotter. Uh, whereas these other ones are like, I don't expect a potato chip to taste like this weird, just purely hot flavor. Um, so yeah, it's I would give it I would still just give it an I like that, but a high end like that, as opposed to like
There you go.
yeah.
Not
But I
quite,
will
not
say,
quite into love territory.
yeah, not quite into love. I tried these barbecue Jason Tatum Ruffles, the barbecue Flamin Hot, and these I would give a love that too. I know that we're
Wow.
not
Okay.
ranking them, but they're my favorite
Oh, all right.
of the 4 that I tried.
What makes them better?
The barbecue flavor, it's like an extra flavor. It's not just Flamin Hot. It's also barbecue, I guess, is the thing. Flamin Hot, I think, is pretty much just
Hmm.
hot, right? I guess it says
Right.
it has cheese, but I only taste hot.
What you guys can't see at home is that Nick is also wearing a Jason Tatum jersey right now, so I think he's kind of a little unfair. But no one ever liked George Mikan's Pringles. I don't know if I can think of it. That made no sense. Moving on. For me, again, I like chips. I like Doritos. I agree that I think they're the spiciest. I wonder, and Nick mentioned earlier, I wonder if it's just because we've had so many chips now that it's like residual heat on my tongue and it's not really the Dorito itself.
Yeah.
But it definitely tastes the spiciest. I don't mind the heat. I think it's good. I would prefer a regular nacho. Well, I prefer Cool Ranch of all the Doritos. I think that's clear. Nacho cheese is fine. It's fine. It's a Dorito. I think it's still a like that. I mean, it's a Dorito. I can't really knock it. It's tasty, and I'd like the heat. I could probably eat less of these because the heat is a little overwhelming. Of the 3 like that's I gave out today, I put this third. It's my least favorite, and it is. And if I had to lean on something to break the tie, I'll echo what Novak said in that it's a little bit more just pure heat and not as much actual flavor of anything. But it's still good.
Is your favorite the Ruffles then, Geiger?
Yes.
All right. Well, that's fitting. The Ruffles is the winner. Got 3 likes and a dislike. So our recommendation, is, if you're gonna go flaming hot, is to go with the Ruffles. Now, Geiger, where can listeners contact us?
If you have a name that is granted to you based on the size of a particular area of your body, like Dumps Magoo or Earlobes Henry, I'm great at improv.
Earlobes Henry.
Isn't that alliteration? Yeah. No, it's not even alliteration.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Or hey, if you're lucky, maybe it's Dick.
Yeah.
Or your name's
Small
simply
Dick Johnson.
Dick. Most people wait until their baby's born. They look at the dick and like, can't name him Richard. Especially because they're girls then sometimes. And then if you like Flamin' Hot snacks, if you like margaritas, if you like putting rum in them, if you are a fan of Garfield, if you're a fan of Heathcliff, we covered a range of topics today. Let us know if you'd like to suggest a snack. Tell us what you think of our ratings. Anything like that, please engage with us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. You Tried Dat. We're on Twitter, hashtag You Tried Dat. We're on Facebook with the You Tried Dat group. Would love for you to like our podcast, listen to it, leave a review, tell your friends. We just really love for you to like the podcast.
Please
Guys, just
like the
like
podcast.
I don't even care you
Need your
love it. Just
approval.
listen to it. Just be present. That would be great.
And Nick, where can
exactly.
where can people find Hungry Cat Daily or your? I don't know, you probably got Instagram and stuff, I assume.
Oh yeah, it's on Hungry Cat Daily on Twitter and Instagram, and just also if you go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, just search for Hungry Cat Daily. And on Twitter, I'm Nick J Ramirez.
So. Right. The one, and we do something we talk about quite a bit. We ask every new listener, okay, what's your favorite thing about Shaquille O'Neal? Because we talk a lot about Shaq on the podcast. So I don't know if you're a basketball fan. You had Jason Tatum's chips, or maybe you just know Shaq from things like Kazam. But is there anything that stands out about Shaq? What's your favorite thing? Would you say?
Well, I am a basketball fan. I love Shaq. I love Inside the NBA. I love lately that Shaq has gotten really into wrestling, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but he had a match on AEW Dynamite.
I read about that. Yeah.
Yeah. He went all out. He let Cody Rhodes tackle him through a table.
Oh wow!
Wow,
was insane to see.
Poor table.
He did a shooting star press too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he did a shooting star press. He actually did do like a beautiful power bomb though. It's a fun match. I recommend Shaq. At least look at the highlights to see Shaq let Cody Rhodes destroy him. His body.
If you're Cody Rhodes, you gotta feel so nervous about that because he's just a big basketball player. There's no like wrestling training or anything. You're letting him slam your neck violently into the mat.
And he's like older now too, right? I'd be like terrified that I'm the guy that like broke Shaq's leg accidentally or something when I put him through the table, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. At least he's not in the NBA anymore. There's not gonna ruin the season for the Heat or something.
Let me tell you what happens, Chad, when you try to break Shaq's leg.
He shows me his Pecks Beefcake and breaks my leg.
His name is Legs O'Neal. He just changed his Shaquille later. Huge legs. Did he ball Cody Rhodes up and try to shoot a free throw with him or something? Or was that his finisher?
What did he do in Grown Ups? Did he throw someone from over a house or something like that?
Oh yeah, he does. And one of them, he throws him like over a garage or something like that. I think that's what it is. I only saw the movie once.
All right, we were having this discussion similar to this, Geiger and I, about football players. But let's say you took Shaq and you made him the defensive lineman, and then you put the four of us. We had to stop Shaq from getting to the quarterback. It was four of us on one guy. Mm-hmm. Would we have any shot? Like, is there any way the four of us could stop Shaq from pushing through us?
Well, first I'd break his leg, and then.
I don't know how big you guys are. If there were four of me, I would say no.
I'm pretty Shaq-sized, let me tell you. I'm 8 feet tall.
Nick and I are tall. Geiger and I are tall, but it ends there.
Yeah.
No one's ever called us beefcake before.
Yeah, we're all about like 6 foot-ish, give or take a couple inches, and like I'm the fattest.
Depends on whether Novak's been to a lot of gas stations on the way to the game. He's got a lot of candy bars. I mean, I have on team. Yes, we can. Just because any 4 adult men against 1 adult male, I don't care how big he is. Just I'll lay on the ground, let him trip on me. You guys each grab like 1 leg. I guess that's not blocking. But like,
lay on the ground, let him trip on you.
You'll get behind him on all 4s, and we'll back him up.
Schoolboy him, yeah. You. I think we could do it, guys. You have a.
I don't think so.
It's a crowd of people attacking him. He's not an ogre.
But I think he can throw. He is an ogre. I do think he could push multiple, like with one thrust of his forearm, can knock a couple of us down.
Paul Bunyan or Shaq? What the heck?
I think if you saw him in person, you would. You'd change your tune about it.
We saw. My dad used to have Buck season tickets, and he got put in a lottery to get courtside seats for like 10 games or something. He got them, and the Magic when Shaq was young was in town, and we got to sit like right underneath the hoop, and he is like obviously he looks big no matter what, but when you're like floor level with him. He looks so fucking colossal. And he was like goofing around with the ball boy. He was like posting him up, just backing him down. It's like some 14-year-old kid just like flailing back there. You just see arms behind him, and then he dunks on him and starts laughing in his face. And then he like took an autograph.
That would be all four of us.
Oh, that would, yeah. Yeah. I
don't think it's happening. All right. Well, that'll do it for this time. Nick, we want to thank you a lot
Thank you
for
so much.
joining us. This
was awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. That was awesome.
That'll do it for this time. We'll be back next time. We'll be trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Yep.
Hey, yo, Toots, you want to come and watch me work out or what?
Work out?
Yeah, you know, put my unbelievable body through the paces.
Oh my gosh!
My name's Pecks. What's yours?
Sonia.
But Sonia, what about our canoe trip?
Maybe another time.
Yeah, maybe never, puffball.